Just waiting for the lads to arrive before we get going. All right. I've been having all sorts of audio routing issues today. It's been doing my fucking head in. So this podcast, this live stream is going to be basically me getting frustrated at the fact that things are not simple with audio. Anyway. Let's see who's here. Andre, how are you, man? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, yeah? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me all right? Fuck, does the live chat have, does the TV have the live chat now? Yeah, Andre says, yeah. Gary, all right, Gary. Hey, Gary, I got your message on YouTube the other day. I haven't had a chance to answer it, but I will answer it. So apologies if you think I'm ignoring you. I'm not, all right? Trory, all right, mate? How are you? Dito, how does the live chat appear on the TV? All right, so we're having a techno evening. Yeah, we're having an evening of techno, an evening of talking about drums and shit. And we are going to talk about my new headphone pads that I made today. We're probably going to be listening to my arse. So we don't have much shitting news today, but we've got gas news, horrendous gas news. Dieter will attest to it. Right, my arse. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. All right. Yeah, we're going to be. You are going to be watching me get annoyed at Ableton for being heavy-handed to use and not as fast as Renoise, and things like the zoom function really fucking annoying me and all that shit. All right. So that's something to look forward to. All right, we'll wait till the chat fills up a bit. See how many people we got. I have to follow it on my phone. Honestly, the amount of technology you need just to do a live stream is insane. It's insane. I've got 2 phones. I've got a keyboard, a mic. Yeah, Andre's seen the pads already. He thinks it's funny. Yeah, I'll tell you all about the pads in a minute when we get more people. I've got 9 people so far. That's good. So tonight we're delving into a bit of techno. We've got Hambini remix on the go tonight. All right. I don't know how good it will be. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. But it should be a laugh anyway. All right. But I am wrestling with Ableton, which is so annoying. Like, I like Ableton, but it's so slow to use and so indirect with how you get things done compared to a tracker. Anyway, whatever. All right, we'll see how it fills up then. See how it fills up. All right. D123, yeah, we've got some bass. I've got some bass for you tonight, yeah? I've got some bass for you tonight. Alistair says, new intro for his videos. Yep. New intros for his videos. If any of you lot know about how to use Ableton, feel free, right? Please correct me as I'm using it, because I've only been using it for a bit. I'm a seasoned hardcore tracker guy and Renoise user. So I've only recently switched over to Ableton. So there's loads of stuff in it that I'm finding a bit, Dopamine. Yeah, I watch Dopamine. I watch Dopamine a lot. He's good. His live mixes are great. I watch him a lot. I've got a lot of techno recommendations from him. He's cool. Yeah. He does one every month, doesn't he? A live one, and he does a proper mix, and he does live ones all the time. Yeah, he's cool. I like his enthusiastic dancing around as well on his channel. All right. So yeah, how many we got? 12 people. Right, we'll get going in a minute. SNTS, as I said, SNTS has stolen my vibe, mate. I've been SNTS probably for longer than SNTS has been alive. All right, he completely robbed me. Completely. All right. Yeah, so before we get into it proper, we're going to talk about my headphones. So I've got some Sennheiser Juhani. Is that how you say it? Juhani Palasari. Sorry if I've completely messed up your name. Hi to you, man. You're new here. Welcome. Yeah, so I've got some Sennheiser HD 650s. I've also got some Sennheiser HD 580s. But the 580s are in the drawer over there. I bought the 580s in 2003. They're fucking good, man. And I upgraded to the 650s because I'm vain in about 2010. So I've had them for about 10 years and they've been completely fine. They're fucking excellent. Best headphones out there, I reckon. However, as we all know, headphone pads don't last forever, do they? Because they're the disposable bit of really high-end headphones. So the cables eventually break, and then the pads break, and you've got to replace them, which is all good because they sell replaceable ones. They don't sell replaceable ones, though, in the middle of coronavirus in Australia on Good Friday, however, which is when I wanted to use my headphones. So I discovered that, I didn't have any pads on my headphones, and I can't just rest the plastic against my ears. It don't work. So being an innovative young man, I decided that I was going to make my own pads. So if you look at my Instagram story, you'll see how I did it. But I'm going to show you them now. This is the result. So here they are, right? This is the result of a bit of work today. Oh, there's a bit of cat hair on it. That inside there, I've cut some pads out of just sort of foam padding that Dieter and I were using when we were sleeping in the back of a car a lot. That sounds like we're pikeys. We're not. We were doing it we were doing it because we wanted to do it. So I cut that out there, and then I got two old socks, clean as well, not like crusty and hard as a diamond and smelling like yeast. Normal clean socks, and I slid the sock with the toe end over the headphone end, and I scissored them off like that. Not scissoring, like lesbian scissoring, just normal scissoring. Then I cut little holes in them. They're my new pads. And actually, they work fucking fine. So I might not even buy pads. I might just use these forever and then start a new fashion. So yeah, Sennheiser HD 650s with handmade pads. Yeah, probably I could write some sort of What Hi-Fi article about why this is better and get all the knobs into it. I had to cut little holes in the end as well to get the cables in. So there you go. All right, that's what I did today. That was my little hobby activity. It was good. What else? Yeah, I've had. You like a bit of headphone chat, do you? Well, we could get into that, man. Talk about like how these headphones are so accurate. They're such reference headphones that you can feel where in your audio cortex and your brain the sounds are interpolating to create stereo. They're that accurate. Yeah, on a quiet night, all that shit. What Wi-Fi talks about. JVCs, I have to say, mate, they're JVCs, even though it's Japanese, I believe, it's a bit wank. Anyway, they call it national over there in Japan, don't they? Or is that Panasonic? Or is it the same thing? I don't fucking know. They make video recorders. Anyway, so that's that. We're gonna talk about my arse. Open back. They were open back until I put socks over them. So there you go. They're sock backed at the moment. Yeah, spunky sock backed. Yeah, my arse has been playing up something chronic today, lads. I'll tell you. Yesterday I shit myself. I'm not sure if the two are connected. I shit myself yesterday and had to run to the toilet with my hand down the back of my trousers holding the poo in, as I told you. Today, I don't know what it is. I've just been emitting, I don't know. Dieter's got me on this like high veggie diet with lentils and all that sort of stuff. And it feels like Ronnie Kuba has hit me up on Grindr and said, "Hey mate, I've got a new thing I want to show you. It's about bikes, but can you meet me?" So he met me down a dark alley, and I said, "Hey Ronnie, what's that in your hand?" And he said, "Oh, it's a track pump. I'm a brand ambassador for one of these track pump companies." I was like, "All right, and what's that on the end? That looks weird. It looks like a butt plug." And he goes, "Yes, it is a butt plug that I've hollowed out." So bend over, and I was like, "Oh god, all right then." So I know that Ronnie is a bit lonely nowadays, and he does need company. So I thought I'll take one for the team. So there I was on my hands and knees down this alley, he shoved it up my arse and just proceeded to just pump absolute just chambers of air up my butt and into my lower intestines for hours. And then he left me and he's never called me again. And now I'm sat here with really badly inflated lower intestines just gassing out, right? I think that's what happened. So yeah, my arse has been fucked today. Just gas. There you go. Should we get on with it then? So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about audio. We're going to make some techno. I don't even know if it's going to go well or not. I've sort of pre-made a lot of it, mainly because my guts hurt so much. I couldn't be fucked properly doing it. And also I've been having these routing issues here. Now, here's a bit of nerd talk, right? When you stream to YouTube, you need to use some intermediary software. And I use XSplit. And then there's another one called OBS, but they both work in the same way. In order to get audio into XSplit, you have to use the Microsoft Windows standard drivers, right? Now, obviously, you can't use the standard drivers with high-end audio software like Ableton or any of the other sequencers. You need to use ASIO, especially if you're using a fancy sound card with mics and shit. But when you use ASIO, you can only use ASIO with one application, and then that has to be fed into XSplit. And what you have to do, though, is you have to feed the entire output, which you can see on the left here, my mic's hitting up and down when I talk. And then on the right, that's the master, which just peaked. This whole master channel gets sent into the mic channel input of XSplit. So you can't split the mic channel here into the mic input of XSplit and then the rest of it into the, they call it the system sound of XSplit, because XSplit doesn't support ASIO because it's fucking stupid. So it's a real nightmare. So when I'm doing this techno shit and I've got my headphones on, I can't like mute the microphone when I talk. So every time I talk, I can hear myself in my headphones when I'm doing the music and shit. So that has been really annoying me. I've been trying to figure out how to do it and I just cannot for the life of me work it out. If any of you lot do know how to do it, fucking tell me. All right. Anyway, let's get on with it. So what we're going to do tonight is we are going to look at audio. I'm going to tell you some stuff about audio. We're going to look at what goes to make up a banging techno beat. We're going to talk about drums and EQs and compressors and reverbs and all that sort of shit. And then we're going to see if we can make a bit of a beat. All right. And I'm going to tell you my theories on it all. This one probably will be quite dull and nerdy tonight, but whatever. We've also got Hambini involved as well. And what we're going to do is I've downloaded an entire Hambini video about something, can't remember, just the audio, and I've put the whole audio track into Ableton. We're going to chop it up into little bits, shove it all in a sampler and see if we can like layer it up into some techno, right? Make a Hambini techno track. I don't know how well this is going to go because again, as I tell you, Ableton is still a bit of a mystery to me and it's annoying to use, but we'll get on with it. All right, so in the chat then, before we get going, can you lot tell me who knows about this world of making music and shit and audio and who doesn't? All right, let me know. Honestly, I feel pregnant. If like my lower intestines feel like I've got a baby in there made of air. It's really, really painful. You'll be pleased to know. Who knows about audio? Who knows about doing this shit? You dab with FL Studio? Yep. Who else knows about it? We've got 18 in the chat, yeah. Not a thing. Gary knows about. Gary, are we talking Mitsubishi? Are we? Or Versace? What's your favourite brand? Installed it once. Yeah, no audio creation knowledge. All right. Okay. It's probably better if none of you know about it because it's always, you know what I mean? It's always easier to sort of piss about when you're not sort of having to live up to the expectations of other nerds. If you know what I mean? All right. Whatever's available at the time. Yeah. Cool, man. All right. So let's get into it then. I'm not going to do a lesson in Ableton because there's loads of different audio softwares and shit. David knows about raves in the mid-90s. Yeah, mate. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of it. I'm just going to tell you the basics, and we're probably going to fuck it right up together. So this is not a guide to doing this. This is just a sort of intro to it. All right, much like my Photoshop thing the other day. All right, so have a look on the screen then. Here's the next question then. Can you all see this big screen in front of you, that big grey screen? Yeah? Can you all see it? Let me know before we get going. Can you all see it? Yep. All right, cool. Okay, so look here then. That thing that says mic, yeah? That channel is the... So, oh yeah, each of these things is called a channel, all right? Or a track. Okay, let's just call it... If I say a channel or a track, it just means one of these things here, okay? Now, at the moment, we've got 1, 2, 3, we've got 8 of them here, but you can add as many as you want, all right? You can add as many as you want. So you can add them as much as your computer can handle. So the theory is, behind all this audio shit, is that on each of these tracks, each of these channels, you put a different sound, right? So then you can control the volume, which is around here, this little slidery bit, of each individual sound. So say like you would put, you'd have the microphone on one track, then you control the volume of that track. And then on another track, you'd have a synthesizer, which is what I've got here. And then forget these two, forget that 3 and 4 there. On this one, you'd have, let's say, the kick drum. And then this one, you'd have the hi-hats. This one, you'd have some synthesizers. And then this one, you'd have some effects and shit. All right, Johnny, how's it going, mate? Everyone say hello to Johnny. All right. So what we can do there is, like, if you have the kick and the bass on one track and the hats on another, if you start playing it, what you've made, and then you realise, hang on a minute, the hats are a bit too fucking loud on top of the kick, you can turn down the hats, like using this slider, yeah? And it just brings the volume down a bit so it all sits nicely rather than one sound being too loud against the other, all right? That's the general theory of it. There's other stuff you can do as well to affect how each track sounds, all right? So the overriding, like the main thing you can do is just control the volume, all right? So you control the volume down. So right at the bottom means that it's completely silent. That 0 there means it's as loud as it can go inside the computer without the computer making stuff up for you. And then if you push it above there, that's when it's being boosted above its natural maximum limit, okay? Now, sometimes what you might do is if you've got something in one of these channels that's making a sound and it's making the sound too loud, then this little meter here might be sort of going right up above that 0 and just smashing right way too high. All right. If it does that, then you get this distorted, horrible sound, and you don't want that. All right. You don't want that to happen. Okay. All right. So do you all follow that so far? Yeah. Let me know. So I was just testing something there. Do you all follow that? Yeah, you got that. All right. Cool. Yeah, D123. It's exactly like Photoshop layers. Exactly like Photoshop layers. Yeah. So all software works the same. Yeah. It's like Photoshop layers. All right, cool. So let's just look at this mic then. So when I click on that mic thing, if you notice down the bottom of the screen, yeah. Well, yeah, it's distorted madness. Andre, some distortion is good, and you can use it artistically. And most modern music actually relies on essentially a lot of distortion. I haven't tried Bitwig, no home counties. I've heard of it. Some distortion can be used artistically. Now, an electric guitar is essentially a normal guitar with distortion. So, and a lot of modern dance music uses distorted bass, but it's controlled distortion. When your levels go above and they go too high, that's not good because it fucks things up, and it means that your finished product will not be playable really to other people, or it won't sound good compared to other music. All right, so you've got to control those levels. All right, so look at this mic then. If you look at the bottom, right, can you look at the bottom? You've got all this mad shit going on here that probably looks like a load of insane NASA stuff. Yeah, Atari ST, Gary. Fuck me, man. I had an Amiga. All right, on the Amiga. Atari ST's enemy. The Atari was good though. So all this got this NASA-y stuff down here. Now, if I click on a different one, that's got nothing. It's just got this little box here. I click on another one, that's got nothing. I click on that one, it's got a load of mad shit that looks like it's completely insane. All right. Click on that one, another load of mad shit. It's all different. All right. But what basically all that is, this should explain it. These words should explain everything. Drop audio effects here. So this little bit at the bottom of each track is unique to each track. That's the little zone. Oh yeah, which Amiga did you have, Johnny? Better for MIDI, yeah, but the Amiga was. Anyway, let's not get into an Amiga ST fight. Yeah, but yeah, the Atari ST was better for audio out of the box. All right. So anyway, at the bottom here, you've got this little area where you can drop sound effects. And you can do sound effect. When I say sound effects, I don't mean things that just make your original sound wacky. They can also process the sound and control the sound and make it sound fuller and bigger and more technically appropriate. Amiga 500, Johnny. I had the Amiga 500, 512. The Amiga 500. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I use trackers, man. I had a tracker back on the Amiga 500. I got one free on the front of Amiga Format magazine. Oh, that was it for me. Anyway, so yeah, you got the microphone track here. Let's just have a look. Let's just analyze what's going on here, so you can sort of get what the theory is behind all this. So have a look at the mic here. You can hear me talking. So everything I say goes through that track. All right. Now, what I'm going to do here is, if you look at where my mouse is on the screen, if I bring this down, I won't start talking yet, but I'm gonna just ramble on about something. When I bring it down, you'll hear the volume go down. All right. So if I start bringing it down now, it should start to get quiet. And when I bring it back up, you can hear it coming back up, and then it sounds like it's normal level again. Right? Did you get that? Okay. So the main control on tracks is the volume, and the volume, unless you set it. The volume is the last thing that can be controlled on a track. So all these effects and shit underneath it, they're processed first. So it almost like comes in from the left. The sound comes in from the left, goes through this one, then it goes through that one, then it goes through that one, then it goes through this one, and then right at the end, you've got the volume control. All right? Do you get all that so far? All right? Okay. So then this mic, I've decided to put these effects on it. Okay? And when I say effects, like I said before, an effect can also be something to process. All right. So here, don't worry about this technical shit. It's just too technical at the moment. But I've got one thing here called a utility, and all that is doing is just making it a bit louder. I've turned up the volume before I control the overall volume. There's a nerdy reason I've done that, but just imagine that little bit there. Gain means volume. I've just turned the gain up a bit. The next thing is an EQ. Now, EQ is one of the major tools in audio, right? So an EQ cuts out frequencies, all right? So every sound that happens in the world, all sound is just movement of air, right? And every sound that the human ear can hear is generally between about 20 hertz. So the hertz is the speed of the wave cycle, right? We won't get into that shit, but it goes from 20 hertz up to 20,000 hertz. So 20 hertz would be a really low kind of bass sound, and 20,000 hertz would be a high pitched one. All right. Quite easily on here on this EQ, if we click that up, you can see it way bigger. If you look down here, can you see that little thing that's flashing around? The blue thing, all right? Home County says, do I ever notch my own voice? Are there personal frequencies you think about in your voice personality? No, I don't really care that much about myself. I generally knock out, well, you can see what I've done here. I generally knock out a bit around 2000 hertz, because I think all humans are a bit shrill there, especially when it's recorded, and I just take the bass off. I'm nothing I'm really conscious about. I'm not, I don't know. I think that, and we're not wanting to be sexist or anything like that, I think that women probably suffer a bit more than men in that respect, because their voice sits a little bit further up the range, doesn't it? The fundaments. So that's when it can get a bit painful to listen to in certain frequencies. Anyway, so back to this then. Look at that. That says 10 hertz there. And as I move my mouse along, it's at 13 hertz, 14 hertz, 15. You can see that getting more and more. And then where this big bit's boosting up, that's the lowest, almost like recognizable tone of my voice. That sits at about 100 hertz. So that's like the bassiness of the male voice is hitting here. Then afterwards, you've got the rest of the voice. So that's the mid-range stuff that you can recognize probably the words in, and the little accurate sounds that my mouth is making to form these words and letters. And then right at the top up here, which is sort of 4000 hertz and so on above, that's the noises when I'm saying T and S and P and all that sort of thing. These frequencies up here is what is made by those sounds. Putting it all together, that's someone's voice. All right. Oh, Sabmax. All right, yeah. Well, watch them whenever you want, mate. It's always good to have you on board. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mess around with this EQ, and I'm going to show you what it sounds like when you fuck about with it. The easiest way to do this, so I don't lose my setting here, is I'm going to start dragging this one around, the bottom one, and you can slowly hear the bass being cut out of my voice, right? So I'm going to keep talking, and then I'm just going to, you could be able to hear the voice, the tone getting lighter and higher and higher and higher. All right, as I keep going, then as I bring it back down, you can hear the bass slowly starting to come back into my voice, right? That's what happens. That's an EQ. So you must have all heard that, right? Oh, thanks, home counties. That's nice of you to say that. I never thought I had a good voice, but yeah, maybe I have. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Andre, you need to talk to Dieter about the witch. She's a fucking witch fan. The Black Phillip voice is amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Black Phillip's one of the best characters ever. That scene at the end is just fucking pure horror. Pure horror. Yeah, D123, right. Hey, Bakey, that effect you hear there is one of the easiest to achieve and also one of the most effective. If you've watched Limmy's new video about how to make techno, his 2-minute thing, all right? Am I still into Witch House? Yeah, of course I am, mate. Yeah, I love it. There's a lot of shit coming out, though, so it's hard to cut through, and I think that a lot of the artists have almost peaked. But I'm waiting for the next thing to come along in Witch House. Yeah. All right. So that's EQ, really. Have we had any? No, we ain't even got there yet, though. Bakey. But what I will say to you is look at this fucking load of kick shit up here that I've got ready for you. Okay? All right? You lot are going to shit yourselves. All right. So that's an EQ. The next thing is a compressor. Now, I'm not going to get into the technicalities of this because it's just too... Limmy is just amazing. It's just too technical. But what a compressor does is it say if you're talking really quietly, say if I'm talking really quietly, and then I start talking really loudly, that means that the quiet bit will be of a low level on the mixer, and then the loud bit will be really high on the mixer. All right. Now that's no problem. But if you want to be able to turn the low bit up so you can hear it, if you turn the entire signal up, the loud bit's going to get too fucking loud. So what a compressor does, it actually takes the top off the loud bit cleverly. It controls the volume of the loud bit by a range that you tell it, and then that allows you to turn up the whole signal, which has the effect of bringing the lower level stuff up to the level you want it without the higher level stuff going too high. So essentially it compresses the whole signal and then allows you to expand it uniformly. All right. Now a compressor is a good thing to have on a vocal track because I'm always moving around, and sometimes I'm looking over there and looking over there, and sometimes I'm talking quietly and all that sort of thing. Well, a compressor and a limiter is the same thing. But yeah, it has a limiting effect. All right. How far are we in? We're 30 minutes in, mate, and I haven't even fucking put a beat down yet. We've just been nerding about. All right. So that's that. So basically, what you have is you've got the volume, and then you've got the effects that you can put on the bottom to affect the sound. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the fundamental of all dance music. And if you're interested in mixing, and when I say mixing, I don't mean DJing. I mean like doing audio mixing of a track. Where everyone starts and where you learn to start is the kick and the motherfucking bass. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to get a kick going, and I'm going to show you how we do it. All right. Now, excuse me, I have actually been messing around in this a bit to try and get it going earlier. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to put a loop in. All right. If any of you lot know how Ableton works, well, that's what we're doing, just in case. Okay. So when you hear techno, you hear this big kick, boom, boom, boom. All right. But over the years, kicks have got bigger and stronger, and all the techniques have got way better. And I think most people, if they start making music, they'll get a kick drum sample, which is just a little sound, like a little dunk sound they've downloaded. This is Ableton Live Oils. And they'll put that in place, and they'll play it, and they'll go, hang on a minute, why is my kick sound all little, like it's a little kawaii kick? And why do these pro guys, why do those kick drums sound so fucking massive? All right. Well, the trick is, like in everything, it's layering. So making music is very much like cooking, right? You can't just like get a block of cheese and go, that's your dinner. You've got to get that cheese, and you've got to do something with it, and you've got to layer it with other stuff. Get the toast underneath as the base, put the cheese on it, and put some Marmite on it. That there is your sandwich, all right? That makes a much more satisfying meal than just a bit of cheese, all right? Unless you're a mouse. So what I've done here is, look at this here. You see that thing that says kick and bass? And then if you look at the little light blue colour, what I've done here, this is something called a group. So this here, this kick and bass thing is a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things all coming together to make what I call the kick and bass. Yeah. Let's look through it. So we've got kick A1 is an 808 kick. All right. Now I'm going to play this, and you tell me, can you hear it? Can you hear that? Yeah. All right. Now at this point I have to put my headphones on so I can hear what the fuck's going on. All right. Just hang on. That might have looked like a Hitler side parting. It's not. All right. I would never do anything like that. All right. So you can hear that. Here we go. Right. Okay. Good. Good. Can you hear this? Right. They're two different sounds. Yeah. Okay. How is the volume in comparison to my voice? Is it too quiet or is it too loud? Do I need to turn it up is what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I want to say. Is it all right? Let's try again. Sorry about this. Turn up a bit, all right. Okay. Give me a second, I might have to fuck about this for a bit. So when I'm talking, am I talking too loud over that kick? It could be a bit louder, all right. So the way we do that is probably, I'm gonna be cheeky, and I'm just gonna stick insert a group. And I'm going to group the whole fucking thing. This might crash my computer. If it does, I'm sorry. And then we're going to put that inside that group. That inside there. That inside there. This is a lesson for you, so you can see how it works. That inside there. that inside there. All right. And then I'm going to stick a utility, which is plugins. No, it's not. Sound effects, utility. Where the fuck is it? There. All right. And then that will allow me to turn it all up. Let's gain it. All right. Let's try again. Okay. We're going to go to kick and we're going to do this. Is that getting better? Is that louder? Needs to be even louder. Let's turn up a bit more. That's better, isn't it? Yeah. Does that sound better? You got it. All right, cool. Nice. Let me know. Let me know if that sounds all right. Let me know. Nice. Oh, okay, cool, right. Okay, so did you see what I did there? I put all of the instruments that I've made in one group and kept it separate from my mic, and then relative to the mic, I've turned the entire group up so it's more in balance. Home counties, yeah, of course I can. Yeah, of course I can. I'll upload it. Yeah, no worries. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do then, but you'll notice that I'm way in the red here, but who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at the kick drum first. Now, the kick group has got a load of little processing shit on it. Don't worry about that. All we give a shit about is the individual kick sounds, and you'll see how they layer together. All right. So first of all, I need to figure out where we are. We should be here. Okay. All right. Good. Now, that's in position 1. That's there. All right. Cool. So first of all, what I've done here is if I double click this, you can see, you see these little dots here? There's these little squares. That's something called MIDI. And then when I press play up here, the little line will go across these things. And every time it goes across one, it plays it. Okay. So this one, we've got these two. All right. Let me just get it. Hang on. So we've got that one. And we've got that one. Can you see those two? All right. Now they're slightly different sounds, aren't they? So the one at the top is a sort of muted, bassy sort of hit, and the one above it is a bit sharper. Okay. Now on their own, if you just listen to that sort of subby, bassy one, it might sound a bit lackluster in a nightclub. Again, if you just listen to the higher pitched sharp one, it might sound a bit thin and a bit lacking any sub underneath it. So what do? We fucking well play them both together. All right. Now, let's just play this first and see how it goes. Can you hear that? So now we're rolling with the techno. All right, we're on. We're ready to go. This is going to get ugly. All right. It only took me 38 fucking minutes to get going. All right. So you'll look here. I've got a little loop going, so we're just looping around the same things, okay? All right, so far, so good. That sounds pretty banging, but we need to sound more banging, don't we? So what we're going to do now is look at this layer. That there is a sample. You don't need to really worry what the fuck's going on. This is some sub-bass. And that'll give a little lower end to it. You probably can't feel it unless you've got a sub on at home. If you've got this coming through your TV or your speakers, just fucking turn it up, yeah, because we're going to get hard. How much do you quantize? Do you swing on your tracks? Depends on the track. Depends what I'm making. Techno, hardly any. I just do it manually. Next one then, we've got this thing. This is, if you look at the effects chain, this uses reverb. All right. My voice is low in the mix. Okay. All right. How about that? Is that better? Is that about right? Let me know if you can hear my voice. Savile, well, we've got Hambini for vocal samples, mate. All right. How does that sound? Good? All right. Now, reverb is the effect you get when it sounds like you're in a big sort of massive room and it echoes. All right. And it's a really good one because you can add it to things and it makes it sound posh and expensive. Yeah. So we've got another kick coming in with reverb. Ready? quickly underneath all of the drums that are going at the moment to kind of give it a sort of thundering effect that makes the whole fucking club shake. So you ready? Again, unless you've got pretty good fucking speakers, you might not be able to hear all that. But, well, it is their trust. Now, look at this here. This here is going to be, so those two little notes there, which I've made, are like a galloping sub. Alright? You ready for this? There we go. You can feel that now, can't you, lads? Now, really, that's the kick and the sub end sorted. But from there, we need to add some fucking hi-hats. And I've done all it already, but just give me a sec. One thing that Ableton really fucks me off with is the shitty zooming about-ness. It's so, like, what's all that? Why do you have to do all that? Can't you just, like, Reaper is way better. I can't, how do I move around? Fucking, it's rubbish. Alright, so we've got some hats. I think we're going to zoom in here. Alright. And I'm going to probably loop it there. And then we're going to go. Now I know for a fact there's some hats sitting there because I made them earlier and they're ready to go. So we need to go back to this page. And just like we did on the kick, we got the hats bit, okay? And we're going to start with a clap. We're going to get the clap. There we go. See, it's that simple. That echo you can hear is reverb, alright? Tell me who's fucking excited, you know? I am. Right, now we're going to add some more hi-hats. Yeah. The techno train never stops. I sort of start with a loop and then I just expand it to the timeline. But what I'm doing today, stupidly, is trying to work backwards because I set it all up earlier. But yeah, whatevs. I'll probably fuck it up, but anyway. Alright. Now we need some other hi-hats. Now I think that came in too loud, so I'm going to bring it down a bit. Like there. Alright. Now ready? Yeah. Now I still think the whole hat section's a little bit, it's a bit loud, so I'm going to bring it down. There we go. Right, now, what we're going to do is we're going to fuck about on a synthesizer. Hambini! Oi, have a look at that screen, yeah? Look up there, what does that say? What does that say? Put that there. Now, we're going to mess around with a synth. So I might have to sort of play this in live, so excuse me if I just fuck it, but this here, that is a synthesizer, alright? Looks mad, doesn't it? And it's controlled by this keyboard you see here. Because I'm bleak, decided to do this whole thing in D minor tonight, and because I don't profess to be I don't profess to be an expert on music theory. Whenever I want to do something in a certain key, I just Google that key, look at Google Images, and find out which notes are that key on a keyboard, and then I just put black tape on whichever notes are that key, and I just play those, and then assume that I'm in that key. Right? I know. Well, we've just got the beat going now. We need to get some synths in, yeah. This one's called Bombers Over Berlin. I thought Hambini might like that. Right. So we're gonna play this in D minor. We're just gonna see how we go. Do a bit of riffing. You lot tell me what you reckon, and then we can lay it down and keep it in as part of the track. Okay. So where are we? Oversized jockey wheel crew, man dem. Right, Hambini, you'll be pleased to know that this here in green is the complete hour-long audio from your worst crank set in the world video. So I've already gone through it and found some funny shit, and we're going to cut a bit out and then drag it into the loop. All right, let's go here. Yeah, that was the funny bit. Control C that. See how annoying Ableton is to use. You have to be so like. Here we go. So that's Hambini telling us to kill ourselves. Now it's good, but I feel it's a little bit quiet in the mix. So I'm going to bring the volume up.
Kill myself, died and 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 kill myself, died.
Now it's good, but we need some effects. So if you want to make stuff techno, you need to pitch it down. Yeah. So I've got this plugin called.
Kill myself.
Where is it?
Died
it's in
and kill
plugins.
myself. Died and kill 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 myself.
That.
Died and kill myself. Died and kill myself. Died and kill myself. Died and kill myself.
There we go. Techno, we also need distortion. So we use the native plugins, which are good. We're going to overdrive the fucker. Now we need to make it fit a bit better, a bit more spacey. Yeah, ready? Now what we're going to do is expand it out a bit. I'll turn it back up. Saying, so let's chill out a bit on this. That's good. Now I reckon it needs a bit more velocity with a synth, yeah? So we're gonna add another fucking synth. So what we do is we add a track, a MIDI track, and we go up here, choose a synth. Go into the presets. See, I'm new to this fucking software. Alright. I would fucking dance to this. Now we need a high arpeggio. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through the presets and find something that sounds good instead of making it ourselves. Who cares? You know what? I reckon this synth might not be the one. So we're going to load a different synth called Sear. Oops, my license ran out on that one, so we've got to use this one. Let's try a different one. We've got fucking loads. Let's try... No, not that one. Yeah, fuck it, let's do Zebra again, who cares? Oof. That's the one. D minor 2. So I fucked up playing that. Doesn't matter though. So you can see it's off time because I can't play for shit. We're going to drag it in time. I want some variation, so I'm going to drag that like that. Let's tighten it up a bit. It's a bit loud. Let's bring it back up. Ready for this?
Manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died and kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine died, kill myself. If I was a manufacturing engine, kill myself.
getting somewhere. Classic rave, you ready? We're going to build it up and drop back in. Now we're going to go the other way. Right, listen, yeah? Right, that was fucking cool. What we're going to do now is we're going to do some fan fiction with this, okay? So, all right. Give me someone we can do some fan fiction about. Give me someone we can do some fan fiction about. All right. I think we know who, don't we? Who should we talk about? Aero Coach, Cuba. All right, what's Aero Coach's name? What's his name? He's got a weird name, isn't it? It's like, is it Xavier? Xavier, yeah. All right, so here's the story, yeah? All right, Ronnie is at home. All right, I'm going to turn the volume down for this so I don't hear myself from over here. All right, Xavier Disley, what the fuck? Where's he from? Anyway, so Ronnie's at home, right? Ronnie's at home, and he's messing around on Instagram, and he's getting no traction that day. He's only had a few looks and a few likes. Okay, so he hits up his mate Xavier, yep, and Xavier says to him, "Oi, Hambini, I'm going to a club tonight." Not Hambini. He goes, "Sorry, I've lost the plot. I've been looking at the word Hambini for about 5 hours." He says, "Oi, Ronnie, I'm going to a club tonight. It's a techno club. I think we know what's coming, don't we? And Ron says, I don't like the sound of that. That sounds gay. And then Xavier says, oh, listen, mate, it's not. Right? There's nothing gay about it. And if there was something gay about it, there'd be nothing wrong with that, would there, Ronnie? Because there's nothing wrong with being gay. And then Ronnie corrects himself and says, oh, yes, no, that is right. I was being silly then. Okay? So anyway, Xavier convinces Ronnie to go. But he says to Ronnie, look, mate, you need to go and get some ecstasy. And Ron says, listen, my body's a temple, mate. It's a cycling temple. I keep myself to 1% body fat and I never smile, all right? And I've had a girlfriend, I think, but I certainly never touched her, right? Sometimes she would try and touch my socks, to take my socks off, but I didn't want her to touch them in case they got dirty. Anyway, so Xavier says, listen, mate, stop being a fucking puff. And I don't mean a puff in a bad way, I mean stop being a puff, right? And then Ronnie goes, all right then, cool. Okay, so he goes and scores some ecstasy, right? Gets some, takes it, all right? This is going to be a very short story. It's basically, this whole story is me being able to use this filter on this sequencer to full effect, okay? Ronnie's there. I'm going to have to try and do this while I do that, auto filter that. Master effect, take that off. Boom, right, cool, right. Yeah, so... Can you still hear me, right? Yeah, nice. Check. Yeah, good. So anyway, Ronnie takes the ecstasy tablet and he starts to come up on it, and he gets in a taxi and he heads to the nightclub. And he's not excited. He's not excited about it, and he hates this Hambini guy, right? Because this Hambini guy's always telling him, always putting him straight. And this aero coach hates this Hambini guy. But anyway, he stops at the Texaco garage to get a Cornish pasty on the way. And then Aero coach is there and meets him there. They jump in the taxi together, and then they're both sort of thinking, "Oh, what we're going to experience at this nightclub." As they approach the nightclub, right,